Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. A Tops Knives Bestia rendition, if you will. Oh, I'm fired up about this one. I really am. I love Tops Knives. And the truth is, Tops Knives was kind of my introduction to American-made fixed blades, a little bump in quality, that kind of thing. I adore them. Now, not everybody does. I get it. You're never going to find anything that 1,000% of the population agrees on, right? But I am a fan. I have zero problem admitting that. If you're new to the channel, just go ahead and get ready for that. If I like something, I tell you. If I'm a fanboy, I tell you. It is what it is. All right. Now, I do have to mention this knife was sent to me by Tops as a review sample, and I am excited for that. And I'm appreciative to John and Leo and all the boys over at Tops who do an amazing job. Here's the deal. Here's the way we do things. We take the knife and we use it. Now, there for a little bit, guys, I had gotten into kind of a paper cutter type deal where we did the same thing over and over. This review is kind of a hearkening back to the beginning of the channel where we chop. This is a chopper, there's no doubt. It is, in fact, a marriage between an chete and a kukri. I love the chete. It is a beast. It is a monster. And I believe my boy Joe from JS Bladecraft, I believe that's the one he picked up. The chete and a kukri. That's an odd combination, isn't it? But it damn sure works. Now, to me, it looks like a boomerang, and it hits hard. The designer is Leo Espinoza. Before we get into it, guys, here, let me tell you a couple thoughts on it. One is, it's a heavy hitting chopper. It's a 1/4 inch thick. There's no doubt, and you're going to see that in this video. The other job that I think this knife fills, it's like a machete. Yes, it's a 1/4 inch thick, but it swings fast, it swings hard, and it swings true. Very easy to control. It's got a really nice choil. I'm going to give you all the specs in just a second. Before we go way far in, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. And those stats are everywhere. That a boy Scabber, way to drop the tree. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And all that means, man, vets, we love you. Dude, you have a place here. You're welcome here. We're back to blue over here. We support Leo. Oh, it's not a popular thing, and that's okay. We live in the good old US of A, and you don't have to support it. I do. How do you do it, Scabber? Well, I don't break the damn law. I used to all the time. I don't anymore. Well, if I do, I accept responsibility for it. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. That's very important. I want y'all to notice the way this sumbitch hits. It wraps like a kukri. Now, I varied the swing in this. And I want y'all to know it's got 2 different hand positions. Matter of fact, let's just jump into the specs. That'd be the best way to do it. Guys, I'm fighting off a head cold, so if I cough some, I am apologetic for it. I know that didn't sound right, but it's old Scabber. What more do you expect? The blade finish is tactical stone. You guys that have been with me for a while know that I run a powder coating and sandblasting type operation for my company. So coatings are very important to me. This coating held up all the way through. I am a fan of Tops Knives coatings. I believe in good coatings on knives because I am hard on knives. Now, we just chopped. We chopped a bunch. You see me cut the ratchet strap a couple times. I didn't want to dwell on a bunch of stuff where the knife's just not. You're going to see me get used to the knife. There are certain things that I used to edit out. I'm just going to leave them in. If I make a mistake, I'm going to leave it in. Why? Because I want you to see the way the knife operates. You must know this, though. I think it was around 103 or 104 today with 90% humidity. That's not even a joke. The humidity is what gets you in Florida, and I am in the swamp. There was a couple of times where the handle got a little slick, but it didn't slide. Now, you have to know that I have busted up hands. Look at that, straight through that son of a bitch. The other thing is this. To my dear tree-hugging friends, I did not cut this tree down. We have had severe storms for the past 2 months. One of the reasons I love going to the swamp is there's always a couple of trees that are blown over, knocked over. The meth crafters have cut them down. They've done something, so I don't have to cut a lot of green trees down. Now, the one thing, too, I think this one fell over probably early this week because it's still pretty fresh, but it gave me a good cutting medium. We're going to cut some harder stuff at the end. Listen, this thing hits like a kukri. It really does. and it's huge. A huge blade, but it's not that heavy. I think it's like 31.5 ounces. Matter of fact, I know it is 31.5 ounces. Overall feelings on the knife, I adore it. You're going to see it a lot. It's going to go up against a 4x4 and a short here coming soon. I wanted to get this first review in. It's razor sharp from tip to tip. Now, I do believe that Tops differentially heat treats, and this is the part I was going to tell you that I left in, kind of screwed it up a little bit, just doing some planing, some things like that. But again, I want to give you all aspects of the review. And I think I cut my pants too. Yep, you can see it, Scab. Good job, son. Listen, let's run through the stats real quick. It's the chete and the kukri had a baby. It would be the Bestia. The designer is Leo Espinosa. It's 1095 steel, 56 to 58 on the Rockwell. I do believe Tops differentially heat treats. The blade thickness is 1/4 inch. The overall length is 19 1/4. That is a long blade. The blade length is 13 inches. The cutting edge is 12 3/4. And again, see how that wraps? You can swing it like a kukri that doesn't take much effort, and it just takes monster bites. You can also bring it straight down Bowie style and hit like a truck. So you've got a couple of things working here. You can finesse it and technique it, and you should in this heat. I really believe that. But if you want to get through to some bits, you can beat it in two just like that right there as well. The edge stayed incredibly sharp. It has a very, very nice sharpening choil. The handle length on this thing is about 6 1/4. The inner grip is 4 1/16. Just about any hand in the world will fit that. Now, that is not including that choil. Let's include that choil. If you include the choil, you've now got a 5 3/8 inner grip, which is insane. Andre the Giant could hold it. I'll tell you this, a lot, if you'll notice my hand position throughout this video, I've got my hand on that choil. I'm still able to generate an immense amount of power choked up. That's a rarity. To me, that speaks more volumes about this blade than anything else. I don't have to drop my hand down and swing. I don't have to hold 2 fingers off the bottom for leverage. I can legit choke up and swing it like a bat, son. Now, this is an old piece of dried out oak. I didn't want to just hit kind of freshly down stuff. I wanted to hit some oak. I wanted to beat it up a little bit. We went straight back to old school choir boys where it's chopping, and that's the way I love having my channel. I would do this every single day. If I had the blades coming in to just do choppers, I would, but you're not going to grow that way, but it sure is fun. Now, some of this is a little rotten. Some of it's hard as a brick bat. And again, I don't cherry pick my mediums. I want you guys to see everything because that's real life. Now, big shout out to Frank at What's the Point EDC for my Bam Bam stick. I love it. It gets the job done. The Bestia is a beast. It just is. It hits hard. It batons hard. Pretty damn easy to control, and you couldn't tell it there by old Scab. You got to remember, guys, you got to remember this. If you don't think anything else, when you watch a knife review, the knife is only as good as the reviewer, okay? And there are moments with old Scabber, you know what I'm saying? Now, I just beat it straight down, slam it a time or two. I did that on purpose, put some pressure on that edge. This thing is still razor sharp, and you can see the edge there, no edge damage. Right here, this is one of the funnest things I like to do. Just very simply making shavings. This thing is a workhorse. And again, look, my hand stayed in that position the entire time. I didn't wear down. The handle scales are micarta. Incredibly comfortable. The hand contours. I adore this knife. So bottom line, would I carry it? Oh, absolutely. It is a wood processor's dream. Will you see it again? Oh, absolutely. It's made in the USA. I absolutely adore it. It's $10.95. Big fan of Tops. Listen, 20 seconds left. We have an interview with Leo up on the channel. You want to check that out. It was awesome. But remember this, guys, more than anything. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son. Badass knife right there. I'm a big fan.